What's up, my peeps? Time for a brand new episode of WWE Mayhem, and the road to the Elimination Chamber update continues, which means the Wishlist series continues, and this time I'm gonna go over match types. So in case you guys are wondering if there's any updates, any new details in regards to the Chamber update and what's going to be new, no, there hasn't been any new posts from Reliance Games in regards to the update. The only thing we have is the announcement itself, which I showed you guys a couple episodes ago, where they just said more moves, more match types, and more. So in the last episode, I covered the superstars that I'd like to see added and that I think could be added in the update. I do want to add to that because I actually forgot one superstar. One of you guys actually reminded me of that superstar on Twitter. You see, I was talking about how it's very likely that we're going to get superstars that have competed inside the Elimination Chamber because this is the EC update, so it would just make sense. And so I brought up guys like Kevin Nash, guys like Edge, and of course Booker T and Goldust, who we know will get added. But I forgot one guy, and that's Rob Van Dam. And the thing is, I thought of Rob Van Dam before making the video, but once I started recording the video, for some reason he just escaped my mind. I just forgot about RVD. I think RVD would be a cool addition in the game, so just let me add that in there. RVD would be cool. And I saw some of you guys also mention Rob Van Dam in the comment section. I'd like to see how they animate the 5-star Frog Splash, but more importantly, the Rolling Thunder. I mean, I prefer the 5-star Frog Splash, but I'd like to see their take on the Rolling Thunder and how they exaggerate that. And in that video too, people were still saying Rey Mysterio. I really think he's the most requested superstar out there for the game, but like I said, he's not signed, at least as far as we know, he's not signed to any WWE contract, so until that happens, I don't see him being added in the game. Anyways, let's go ahead and get over to the match types. Which match types would I like to see added in the next update? So, I want to kick this off by saying that I no longer think that we can have a chamber match, at least a proper Elimination Chamber match. Yes, we have the Rumble, but the Rumble is different. You don't win by pinfall or submission. When it comes to the Elimination Chamber, you win by pinfall and submission. And keep in mind that even though we do have the Rumble, there's only two superstars in the ring at the same time. Your superstar and the opposing superstar, and that's it, and that's the match. Then you move on to another match. It's 30 matches where you throw your opponent over the top rope instead of pinning them. And what makes it different is that you throw your opponent over the top rope and you got 60 seconds to do so. So despite the game limitations of a 2D fighter like this, because this is a 2D fighter, this isn't, you know, WWE 2K18 on consoles where you can have like 6 superstars in the ring at the same time, unless, you know, things change drastically. It is maximum 2 superstars, yours and the opponent, and that's it. With that, what separates the Rumble, like I said, is that you can throw your opponent over the top rope, and also you got that 60-second timer. But that's possible because in the Rumble, it's not your typical match. You don't pin or submit your opponent, you throw them over the top rope. That's what makes it the Rumble mode, or the Rumble event, or the Rumble match. When it comes to the Elimination Chamber though, the problem is that is won by pinfall or submission, and since there's a limit of 2 superstars in the ring at the same time, then really how can they do the Elimination Chamber? How would the Elimination Chamber match type in the game separate itself from the other match types? I don't see them being able to do that, unless it's just, you know, a different look, where it just looks like there's the Elimination Chamber structure, but that's it. If you just have 2 superstars in the ring at the same time, then the only difference I could see is, like I said, the look where you've got the Elimination Chamber structure around the ring, and that's it. Maybe you can throw your opponent onto the steel or the pods or something like that, but I don't see you being able to, you know, bring in other superstars in the ring, and then you have like 4 superstars in the ring at the same time or something. But maybe they can figure it out. Maybe they can figure out a way to, you know, have a nice Elimination Chamber mode that's got enough things to separate it from the usual match type, with the limitations of only 2 superstars in the ring at the same time, so that it actually feels different from the typical match or no DQ match. Now, one match though that involves steel that I could see is a steel cage match which involves you having to escape the cage to win. And I think it'd be fitting for the Elimination Chamber update, seeing as how it's another match type where superstars are surrounded by a structure, except in this case, you would have to escape the steel cage to win the match, and that's how it would differentiate itself from the other match types, from the no DQ, the normal match, and of course the Rumble. And I think the way they could do it is they could go ahead and implement the submission controls for whenever you're trying to climb out the cage. So on top of the normal special moves, you could also have an escape the cage option with your energy bar, so you need a certain amount of energy, and then when you think you're ready to go to escape the cage, you can go ahead and do it whenever you want to, but the lower your opponent's health, the better your chance at escaping the cage before he catches up to you. And they could go ahead and make it so you just have to input the same submission controls, so the up, down, left, right, you know, the arrows correctly, so your superstar can go ahead and climb up the steel cage, and the faster you go ahead and match them up, the faster your superstar climbs out of the cage to win the match. Or they could also do it like the 2K games on consoles, where it's kind of like the current pin system in Mayhem, where you've just got to stop the white bar in the blue bar. Whenever you do that, your superstar goes ahead and climbs up. So I think a steel cage match is definitely doable and something we could see in Mayhem. And also what they could do is, instead of the usual special moves in the steel cage matches, replace them with steel cage moves. Maybe not all the specials, but some of them. Give us some, you know, steel cage attacks where you can throw your opponent onto the steel cage, or, you know, grab their face and like rub it against the steel cage and stuff like that. Stuff you see in the actual steel cage matches as special moves. Then another match, that's another no DQ match, is a backstage brawl. And I actually saw some people suggest this, and I think it's a great idea. Last video I saw somebody, you know, bring up backstage brawl, and I commented, yo, that's a good idea. And I think it is. It's something that's definitely doable, I feel, but it'd be a change in environment. Instead of just having your superstars in the ring all the time, then you'd have your superstars backstage. And we could see our superstars throw the other superstars around backstage and use things in the backstage area to their advantage. So backstage brawl is another one that I think, you know, shouldn't be too complicated, and would definitely, you know, separate itself from the other match type for the simple fact that it's in another place. It's not inside the ring. Now, another match that I'd like to see is the ladder match. In terms of weapons, we've got chairs, we've got tables, but we don't have ladders yet. And I'm not just talking about a match where you can use ladders as weapons. I'm talking about an actual ladder match where you've got to climb up the ladder to retrieve something, whether that's a Money in the Bank briefcase or an actual championship, which is why I also think the ladder match would work well for title matches in some of the events, where instead of, you know, pinning the opponent and grabbing the championship, you see your superstar, you know, on the top of the ladder with the title in hand. It'd also be interesting to see how they take it on, how they go ahead and incorporate, you know, a lot of matches into the whole system and how it would work out. But anyways, that's pretty much it as far as big matches go. Now, of course, there's matches like submission matches and, you know, 2 out of 3 falls. But those aren't really big changes. They wouldn't really be that different from the typical match. I mean, a submission match, it would probably be just your typical match, except you can only win with a submission hold. And as far as the 2 out of 3 falls, it would be really just exactly the same as a normal match, except you had to do it twice to end the match. So, you know, as far as 2 out of 3 falls or something like a submission match, that really doesn't excite me as much as something maybe like a ladder match, backstage brawl, or if they come up with a great idea to bring in the chamber match while still making it good and making it so it's different from the typical matches, even with the limitations of just 2 superstars in the ring at the same time. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the match types that I can think of right now. Let me know which match types you'd like to see in the comment section below. Now, aside from all of that, I'm liking this gold event, the Big Dog event for the Guild, the first ever event that's just dedicated to get you some gold. I like it, definitely gonna go ahead and complete that. Now, speaking of the Big Dog, aka Roman Reigns, one thing that's interesting, and you guys brought this up in the comment section, I had seen a couple comments, and so I went ahead and checked out the game, and yeah, for some reason, 4-star Roman Reigns is now missing from the 4-star loot case. I don't know why they took him out. I don't think, it's definitely not, you know, a situation like Enzo, but I don't know why he's out there now. I mean, the last update that we got, the main thing that the update talked about was the 4-star Roman Reigns, and now he's gone just like that quick. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get added back, but I wonder why they took him out. So far, I haven't found any answers in the community page, but maybe we'll get one pretty soon from Reliance Games. Who knows? Anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button down below, and if you missed the upload that I posted up earlier, go ahead and check it out. The link will be in the description box. It's all about the Elimination Chamber and the very, very, very predictable outcome of the 7-man chamber match. Also, I posted up another parody, but this time on my second channel, and it's about KSI and Jake Paul. The link to that will also be in the description box. I'm out, guys. See ya.